Okay, good morning, everyone, and happy Monday.
Morning.
I was trying to look through TikTok looking for some dance videos this morning to get my energy up, and it worked. It was good. So,
Awesome. And I've been on Zoom calls all morning, and every time I'm looking, I see my dog napping, and it's just like, how many of us just don't feel like that?
I know. Sometimes you just don't want to get out of bed. So,
Come
all
on.
right. So, I think this topic is tremendous because we are getting hit with so many types of platforms. There is remote platforms that I don't even talk about, like Snapchat and Clubhouse and all these remote things. But let's talk about what are the top social media platforms specifically for interior designers in your expertise and in this day and age.
Well, I always go by exactly what your goal is, but as a blanket statement, we can all guess Instagram is the top one right now, simply because it's a great visual representation of your work. And people can see that, and then it inspires people, and Instagram tends to be a little more happy place, and people go there for inspiration. So that is like the number one place. It's a lot easier to grow your following on Instagram than some of the other platforms by using the hashtags, and you can really be found easier if you're using the correct hashtags. So if you're a designer, and this is something I'm seeing across the board, if you're a designer in New York City, don't be afraid to use interior designer New York City, or some of the key cities, locations where you're at and stuff. So it's
Yes.
easier to be found using the hashtags. A key to success on Instagram is post minimal 3 to 4 times a week. I would prefer if you could post daily or even twice a day if you've got good content that people want to share. Simply, if your account is I'm thinking it's under 1,000 or 5,000 people, you can get by with posting more frequently. It's when the people that you're looking at people's accounts, like the mega accounts, they don't post nearly as often. But the client, when you have less of a follower, you should be posting more because you have a greater chance of being seen more.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
So under 1,000, you can post up to 2. You can post more than once a day.
Right. The thing is, you want to make sure you're posting content that is relevant to the client that you're trying to attract.
Right.
So if you are, trying to attract a luxury client, showcasing what you have for breakfast every day on your feed might not be a good idea. In your stories, you can get by with it, but not on the feeds. You want to make sure that you have the relevant images that they would be looking for.
Right.
And then the one nice thing about Instagram that we've talked about multiple times is that they have a lot of sub platforms. So they've got the IGTV, they've got the Reels, they've got the Instagram feed, and they've got the stories. So there's lots of different places that you can show up. I would encourage you showing up one place consistently and then start branching out. So you yourself, you have shown up on the feed and stories. Now we're branching into the Reels. Okay. So the second platform, which is different than what most people might think, is Pinterest. Yes. And that is because it's not only a social media platform, it can be an electronic file cabinet for you. So it's a great way for you to, one, showcase your work. People love Pinterest. They go there to buy, especially. So I see some designers are going into more where they're actually selling products and stuff. So setting up your Pinterest account with your own products and then and your projects will really help set that base foundation. And it's a great way for SEO and get people to your website so that hopefully they will make that phone call from you.
Definitely.
Now, this is going to surprise you, but in some recent research I did, a key to success on posting to Pinterest is that you should pin 11 pins per day for interior designers. So I have an interior designer that we're posting just her regular. She posts a couple times a week to Facebook and Instagram. So we post to her Pinterest that same pin. And she was frustrated because she goes, my Pinterest is not doing very well. Well, you need to put in at least 11 pins a day. And I would recommend, if you're seriously about using Pinterest to grow your business, is the platform Tailwind is a great tool to help you pin 11 pins a day.
Yes.
And then using your keywords and stuff to help maximize that SEO.
Okay. And we have a Pinterest course. I'm looking on my website. It's not on my website because it's actually one of the courses we sell on our membership side. So I'll have to find the link for everybody, but it's the Pinterest 101. It's like a starting point. And I remember when we created that course that 30% of the pins are your own, 70% can be other people's pins, which people are so afraid to do, thinking they're driving you to other places. But the bottom line is they're going to see a pin on your board and they're going to keep investigating your board. So you're actually getting more attention for yourself.
So an example would be is if you're going to start focusing on the 2022 colors of the year, if you had a board that way, and then the different companies that provide paint, you could share some of their pins on that. So you're not driving people to other designers, but you are showcasing other product vendors.
Yes.
Things like that. And I'm looking at your link tree. I think we have the Pinterest course listed on your link tree on Instagram. So if someone is on Instagram, they could find your Pinterest really easily.
Awesome. And it's inexpensive. I don't remember exactly how much it is, but I remember pricing it really low because it is that first step to creating a business Pinterest and just giving you that overview of what you need to do. And honestly, Pinterest is very simple in a way.
It is. It's one that you can sit and do while you're watching TV or in line or something, quickly pinning your pins, or and mostly designers, when they're outsourcing, you have to be making financially well enough to be able to outsource. Pinterest is not the first platform I would necessarily outsource, but it definitely is one that is so nice to be able to have boards for your clients to go view, and that's a great way to be found out.
So Lene is saying Pinterest has changed so much. It really has. It's been a turnoff to get sold to all the time when it's not what you're looking for. What's the future of Pinterest? Well, okay, so I'm going to weigh in on this and then let Kim weigh in on it as well. They're finding that people who are on Pinterest are buyers, which is why it's turned into more of a buying platform. And people are even starting to promote their pins on Pinterest more than ever because it's a successful platform. So I may not like that I'm on it and I'm being sold to, but at the same time, the people who are doing it, they're doing it for a reason because it works.
Right.
So you can sit in the space of it's such a turnoff, I don't like to be sold to, and not use such a valuable platform to make your own business more successful and reach more of your ideal client. Or you can kind of jump on the bandwagon and say, they must know something, and they do, and I should be in that space as well. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Right. And that's the way we've actually got 3 designers that we started doing Pinterest management for, because they're seeing that that's where people are at. They are going there for ideas. People love to do that, and they're going to purchase products. Like, it is a big thing.
Yeah, it is a big thing. And again, I don't go onto Pinterest to purchase, but at the same time, if I'm there and I see something I love, why am I going to let it disappear? I'm going to grab it, right? Just like I grab things on Instagram. But let's see what Lene is saying. But it seems like mostly big brands they show. Does the little guy or the shop even have a chance? I mean, yes, you absolutely have a chance.
Especially if you know what you have to have a strategy behind it. So you have to know how to optimize your pins, how to optimize your boards, what you should be doing, and having a strategy behind it. My team and I were lucky. We got to meet with a Pinterest person from Pinterest a couple weeks ago. Ooh. And they talked about this, they are really becoming more of the pinning, the pay per, where they're promoting products and you want to do paid ads. And the reason why the big brands show is because they have a lot bigger dollars that they can put to that, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. It's good quality pins. Hashtagging and how you interact and use the platform is going to be a good key to your success.
Right. And let's be clear here. Pinterest is not a social media per se. We added it in here to this live because people consider it a social media platform, but it's really a search engine. It's like Google in a way. People go there and look for specific things, and then they also wander around the way they do on Google or YouTube, right? They bounce, but they also go there to look for a specific something. And if you're not there, they may not find you.
Right. And we use Pinterest for content management. So some of our clients, about 20-25% of our content will actually come from searching on Pinterest for that content instead of Google, because it's a health and wellness site. So there's a lot more health and wellness pins or recipe pins that we can pull from.
Right.
And so we use that as more of our search engine. But it's a place that designers don't always think that they should be. Like,
yes, because again, I think what Lene is saying is so prevalent and so accurate, and so many people just think that it's too big of a sea to be involved, right? That they'll get lost.
But I think too, like I know a lot of designers have portfolios and stuff, but Pinterest can be an extension of your portfolio that you have. So it can really build a lot of credibility when you have a potential lead. They can go to your website and look at your portfolio, or they can go to your Pinterest boards and see the variety. I have one gal that we do Pinterest for, and she loves like the rock and roll theme. So then we're able to showcase her personality a little bit too in some of the boards that she can bring. So she's got the bohemian board. Like we've got different boards based on styles. And so then people will know that she's familiar with them, and she might be able to do their project if they're interested in that.
Right. And I think that it's also for everyone who's watching on live or on replay, Pinterest is the number one driver to my website. Yes. Literally the number one driver to my website. So I don't use Pinterest to sell. I don't sell courses or sell my other things directly through Pinterest. But what I use Pinterest for is to rotate more of my content so that people will absorb more of my content back on my website. So eventually, if they need a coach, they will think of me. It's another touch point, everybody, right? And that's what you want, another touch point. So if your strategy is to sell specific somethings, I'm not sure Pinterest is going to be a product driven. I'm not sure whether Pinterest is going to work for you or not, but if you're looking to drive people to know about you and know your style and get to your website, it certainly works for us like a charm.
Yeah, it does. It's a great one. Mm-hmm. Our third one, we've got 4 here. Our third one is given Facebook. Now, the thing with Facebook is people are discouraged because it's got a poor reach. Is it even worth it? Are people finding it? Think of Facebook. It's a social platform, but for business, think of it as yellow pages. If you're not there and relevant, especially with COVID and all the changes in the world, people don't know if you're in business. So if you had a Facebook page and then you haven't posted in 6 months, they're going to say, I wonder if she closed her business because of COVID. And so Facebook is a great platform. Think of it as yellow pages, post consistently, a couple times a week. Actually, I don't think you have to post to Facebook near as much as you do Instagram, because I think you're going to get your engagement in Instagram. But Facebook, you do need a presence. I just think that with 80-85% of people checking Facebook every week, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. But I also will add to that post on your business page maybe twice a week, just so people know you're in business, like Kim is saying. But I also teach using your personal page to just share what you love to do. And that has such a greater reach than your business page even. So that's a whole strategy I teach in my Profit Insiders and in my membership site, which I think is hugely valuable and has proven to completely change people's businesses just by using your personal Facebook page properly also. Not too salesy, but just displaying what you do.
Because people do business with who they know, like, and trust. And you will not believe how many designers, when I audit their Facebook page, I can't find their personal Facebook page, or there's not a mention that they're a designer. And it's like, oh, you're missing a golden opportunity.
Oh my God, it's very valuable real estate, your personal profile, very valuable real
Yes.
estate in a day and age where people are lurkers and stalkers and you want to show what you do and what you enjoy. And it's just, it should hands down be being used by
Right.
everybody if you want to grow your business. I mean, the bottom line is so many people again will say like, well, that's personal and I don't want to mix personal with business. You're an entrepreneur. Your business and your personal is already intertwined. Why not take it to the level that you can actually showcase what you love to do and your expertise in a way that's going to reach more people for free? Free.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. And the last one may surprise you. And if you ask some experts, they may even disagree a little bit. But I have seen it work really well for our clients, and that's why I'm sharing it. And it's LinkedIn. So, we don't think of LinkedIn as necessarily a visual platform, but it's a great platform to become an influencer. It's a great platform to get your name out and to see LinkedIn is getting busier, but with certain niches, there's still a great way to shine. So making sure that your cover photo shows maybe one of your projects, make sure that people know that you're an interior designer in your little bio piece, and then showcasing your work because of all the platforms, LinkedIn has the people there that are hanging out with a little higher income levels. And so if you cater or, you want to attract that market, that's where they're hanging out on business. And so they're not separating business and personal all the time either. So if you have a good design and they might be looking for you, it's a great way to showcase your products and what you do.
100%. And it allows you opportunities that you may not have even thought of, because since we are streaming live on LinkedIn right now, since we've been streaming live on LinkedIn and YouTube simultaneously with Facebook, I am getting some very interesting emails of collaborations that people want to do with me. And that is all because I'm sharing even more on LinkedIn than I ever did before. So it works. Maybe not always in the way you think, but it could be in another way that you've never even thought of. So don't discount it, but try not to do it all at once. Learn one platform at a time and learn to do it well, and then bring on the next platform, depending on what your strategy is. Correct?
Right. 100% correct. It's better to do one platform consistently than to do all 4 platforms poorly.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Shall we end there?
Should you consider a different message in content on LinkedIn?
So LinkedIn is definitely a more business professional platform. So if you're more casual on Facebook and Instagram, you may want to tighten that up and do a little bit more of a businessy presentation on LinkedIn. That's the way I look at LinkedIn. Kim, what do you say?
Right. I'm glad it depends on your personality. I would caution what you share on LinkedIn all the time. So sometimes if you're asking an engagement question like, do you prefer wallpaper or paint? That wouldn't be necessarily a good post for LinkedIn. And then sometimes watching how many like emojis. So if you use a lot of emojis on Instagram, sometimes you can carry that over and show your flair a little bit on LinkedIn, but you want to just be cautious and watch the interaction and see, look at those analytics and see if you're posting something and it got a lot of comments or engagement and you post something else and you don't get nothing, like see if there's any differences that you can tell. LinkedIn does allow for multiple images also, so that's a good thing to use too. So.
And yes, and if you're writing blogs also, right? Blogs are a great thing to share on LinkedIn because LinkedIn people tend to do a little bit more research of who they're looking to hire. So you want to make sure your expertise is displayed on LinkedIn on a regular basis.
Right. One little quick tip is that if you have a blog or you decide to share that on LinkedIn and publish that as an article, then you can also now save that as a feature. So if someone comes to your LinkedIn profile, they will see your features and that project that you're doing. It would be a great way to do, what's it called, when you have a synopsis of the project?
A case study.
Yes. So case studies would be a great thing to publish on LinkedIn and then save them as features because they'll be right there when someone comes to your platform.
I wonder if I do that.
We are now, because I think they just started this feature with saving the articles. So we are now doing that for your blog posts, because we publish your articles twice a week on LinkedIn. And so now they will be featured. Awesome.
Wonderful. All right, everyone. This was right. That was it, right, Kim? That was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot today. If you're just tuning in late, go back and listen from the beginning, because this was information packed today for sure. More than usual, even, I think.
Yes, because I had notes today. If you kept saying your glance, it's like, I had bullet points. I didn't want to miss anything. Sometimes we get busy chatting. It's like, oh, I wanted to say that and I forgot. So
I know, I'm guilty of that too. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on replay, you can still talk to us, Tad, Kim, or I, if you have any questions. And if you have any questions about your social media or marketing in general for your business, post them below, because that will be topics we'll use for next time. So, Kim, tell everyone how to find you if they need help with their Pinterest, their LinkedIn, their Instagram, or their Facebook.
Okay. Well, our website's freshimpactllc.com, or you can find me on Instagram, and it's Fresh Impact with Kim.
Awesome. All right. And if you're interested in the Pinterest 101 course that I sell, go onto my Instagram, follow me, of course, and then check my link tree. And there's a link there for you, plus a ton of other stuff that I offer. So if you're interested in getting your business to the next level, reach out to me. All right. I will talk to everyone next Monday. Well, I'll talk to everyone tomorrow, but I'll see you next Monday.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone. Go have a great week.